In question 21, we're being asked about the homeostasis of cells in the brain, and we're given a bit of information that we need to weed through. So the key points are that we're told that the cells of the brain need large amounts of energy, and that a loss of oxygen supply to the brain can cause unconsciousness for 5 to 10 seconds. We're then given 4 statements in a similar manner, talking about the function of cells in the brain, and we're asked which of them is true. So we're going to work through each of them. Here are our 4 statements. Let's start with statement 1, which says that neurons in the brain could rely on anaerobic respiration for long periods of time. Well, the implication from what we're told in the question is that there's a large amount of energy needed, and we know that anaerobic respiration produces less ATP per cycle than oxidative phosphorylation, which is the aerobic component of respiration. And we're also told that an interruption of oxygen supply can cause unconsciousness, i.e. a loss of function of these neurons. So from that we can infer that it's not true that anaerobic respiration is appropriate for neurons in the brain, particularly over long periods of time. Moving on to statement 2, the homeostatic systems of the body will have to work to resist temperature increases in the brain. Well, we know that the cells of the brain need large amounts of energy, and that energy is produced by respiration. And that respiration is going to be an exothermic process, producing heat within the brain, some heat energy, in addition to the chemical energy of ATP, and therefore the homeostatic mechanisms will have to account for that by reducing the temperature. Moving on to statement 3, it says that an overdose of insulin in the body could produce a serious loss of brain function, such as inducing a coma. Now again, this is referring to the fact that the cells of the brain need large amounts of energy, and that energy comes from respiration, and a key component of respiration is glucose, because glucose is converted into energy. So an overdose of insulin, given the role of insulin is to decrease the levels of blood glucose, would therefore impede the glucose supply of the neurons in the brain, and therefore potentially causing a serious loss of brain function given the high energy demands of the cells of the brain. Okay, moving on to statement 4, we're told that during normal functioning of neurons in the brain, high levels of CO2 could be produced. Again, we're being asked about respiration here, and CO2 is a byproduct of respiration. So we can see that statements 2, 3 and 4 are correct, and our answer is therefore going to be option G. And the key part of this question is to look at the information that we're given and think about what the biological relevance of what these statements might be. So requiring large amounts of energy in biological language should make you think of a higher rate of respiration.